So if you were around during the early days of YouTube, you may remember an MCN or a multi-channel network by the name of Machinima. If you liked video game content and you were looking around the internet back in the day, then you pretty much knew what Machinima was. Machinima was the place to go for video game related videos on the internet, and especially if you were a content creator back in the day, then you really looked up to Machinima, and most video game content creators back then wanted to be associated with Machinima. If they got on Machinima, they really felt like they made it big and a lot of people would take notice of them. I remember when Machinima hit their peak in 2011. Everybody was talking about Machinima in 2011. I remember people on Twitter, Facebook, forums, even my local friends were all talking about Machinima back in 2011. It really did feel like Machinima was unstoppable, and it felt like they were going to be untouched and they were going to be the big MCN. Now fast forwarding to early 2019, that's not really the case, and it looks like Machinima is no longer a thing. What really happened to Machinima? Well, we have to backtrack a couple of years from early 2019. It pretty much all started in 2016 when Warner Digital Networks bought out Machinima, and then after Warner Digital Networks bought out Machinima, AT&T bought out Machinima from Warner Digital Networks. And then after AT&T bought Machinima, they were like, what can we really do with Machinima? We really don't have any interest in this MCN. So what are we going to do with it? We're actually going to give it to our other company that we own. AT&T, if you didn't know, owned Fullscreen. So they actually gave it to Fullscreen, which is actually, as of right now, owned by Outer Media. So what happened when AT&T gave it to Fullscreen? They pretty much abandoned it, and they pretty much just gave up on Machinima, and Machinima is no more. If you see right now, you can go to the official Machinima YouTube channel. The official YouTube channel for Machinima is still up. However, if you go there, they pretty much deleted all the videos and they privated all the videos for whatever reason. I don't know why the case is, and it's actually kind of weird too, because that's actually a part of the internet, and that's actually a part of a lot of people's lives, and it's actually a part of video game history. So why would you want to delete all those videos or private all those videos on Machinima? I don't know how many people out there today still went to Machinima to go check on old content that Machinima actually had up from different content creators on the internet. It probably wasn't a lot of people who still went to Machinima to go check on a lot of old content, because I know Machinima has pretty much been dead for quite some time and people really stopped posting on Machinima, but it's still something that should be kept alive, I do believe, in my opinion. I don't see the reason why you would want to delete all the content and make all the content private on Machinima. It's pretty much something that to stay on the internet. It's kind of like my channel, for instance. If you look at my channel, a lot of my previous videos may be dead and maybe nobody's watching them, but that's history, and that's something that's part of me personally, and there's no reason I would go ahead and delete the content that I currently have up on my channel. So you can see that sometimes joining a big MCN like Machinima can kind of be a risky thing. Should you sell your soul to these big MCNs like Machinima? Sometimes it could be a great idea, especially if they make it big and things like that. You really feel like you're on top of the world. You really feel like the payout's going to be much more better than if you're just an individual creator yourself. But then here comes all the bad things to it. You never know what happens if you're part of this MCN and they close up. You may lose a lot of profit. Some of your past work may disappear forever. So sometimes it is very risky to join these MCNs. I know you kind of want to do what the crowd does. I know you kind of want to join something to make you grow as a content creator, make you feel big and things like that, but it's kind of risky to actually join an MCN. And what happens to all the people who are still making bank on some of those videos? You can't tell me that some people out there were still making bank on a lot of these old Machinima videos that were still being monetized and still being up. And I do believe a lot of different content creators who had ties with Machinima, who were part of Machinima, were probably still getting a cut of some type when it comes to money and things like that. But it sucks that pretty much Machinima is no more, and that's why I never really sold my soul to any type of MCN. Believe it or not, even as a small YouTube creator as myself, which really isn't all that big, I have gotten requests, or I have gotten things in the past that made me want to look into multi-channel networks, and I actually had a few different multi-channel networks back in the day actually message me on YouTube asking if I would like to join their MCN, but luckily I didn't really go ahead and go for the bait, and I really didn't decide to join an MCN. I didn't know what MCN was right for me. As a small YouTube creator, it really did not make sense to me. I think as of right now, looking at the whole Machinima shutdown, closing Machinima and things like that, I would say even if you're a big content creator, as of right now, I don't really see the point to actually joining an MCN. I think it's just better off to be an individual creator, so you know that pretty much everything's under your control and you don't have to ask the question, what if the MCN closes, what if the MCN just decides to delete your content, what if. There won't really be any what if you own your own self and you don't sell your soul out to any of these multi-channel networks, because you never know what if. But as of right now, Machinima pretty much does not exist, and they pretty much privated or deleted everything on Machinima, which is kind of sad. That's pretty much the past of the internet and the past of gaming history. Anyway, guys, this is Wayne from My Tech News, signing out.